guys, it's Kendra from Crafty Kendra. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card, and it uses some of Stampin' Up's retired designer series paper, and I can't remember the name, but any paper that you like will do, and you can just alternate the colors to match it. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is bring in a piece of basic black. This piece measures 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And I have used Post-its, and I've cut out some letters using the Go-Go Boots dies, which is a retired die set from Stampin' Up. But I really liked the font, so I'm just gonna lay the letters down to spell out the word love. And you'll notice that I started with E and I'm working my way to the left. That's just to make sure that I get my letters spaced how I want them away from the edge, and then spaced evenly between each other. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring in a sponge dauber and my Whisper White craft ink, and I'm just going to hold my card in place and pounce up and down around the letters, giving it a good press, because what I want to do is I want to make sure that the highest contrast is right around the letters. Now that I've given lots of daubing and contrast right around the letters, what you're going to do is you're going to start to slowly drag it from one side to the next. And what this is just doing is it's smoothing it out, making it look like you've come through with an eraser and tried to erase the chalk. I'm going to turn it the other way so that I can work it a little better. Now when doing this, you want to make sure that you work from the center out, or else you're going to end up with lines at the end that you can see. So working from the center out. Oop. Well, I ripped off the E, but that's okay because we're done with that direction. So now we're going to start going the other way. And then you just kind of rub it back and forth, kind of blending it out. Just like that. And then whenever you're done, you're just going to come over and rip off the rest of the letters. Just like that. So then you have a really nice contrast there. The word love really seems to pop. Let's get our ink aside. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our Whisper White gel pen. And I'm going to bring in a little scratch piece of black and make sure that my pen's going to want to work. Because sometimes when it sits there, it just gets a little dry at the tip. So now what we're going to do is just going to do stitch lines. There we go. Another little piece sitting there on top of it. Dried up, keeping my ink from going. Alright. So I have the stitch lines all the way around. Now I'm going to grab our little banner here, and like I said, you know, it's retired paper. Just gonna get them all facing up, and what I did is I went ahead and I just used my sewing machine and stitched them all together. Okay, and what we're gonna do is just take some scissors and some dimensionals. We're going to put a couple of the hearts up on dimensionals, and a couple we're going to just nail down. So I'm going to go ahead and put a whole dimensional on this one. Dimensional on that one, and whole dimensional on this one. Take the backers off. Gonna put snail on the last heart, and whenever you do put snail on the heart or a dimensional, you want to make sure that you're putting it on the correct side. So if you want a specific side to show, make sure that you're putting the snail on the opposite side. Whenever I stick my banners down, I always stick the end hearts where I want them. So I want this one about here. And then I want this one here, so like that. And then what I'll do is I'll adjust and I'll move the other hearts into place. Okay, so I'm going to push those down. This heart right here is going to get a little snail. Just like that. Then I think I'm going to go ahead and put just a little snail on this one. So I'm going to leave this one heart without snail, and it's just going to be loose. And you know, if you want to put a snail on it, you can. You know, I don't think that it's quite necessary because it's going to be held in place by the others. So there's that. Just going to flip this over and attach snail to the back. And then I'm going to flip the ends of my strings over and stick them to the snail. Okay. I'm going to bring in my card base, which is a piece of pink Pirouette, which matches my designer series paper. just gonna fold it. Whenever it's scored, it measures 4¼ inch by 5½ inches. We're just going to set this piece on top, just like that. Okay, and on the inside you can put a piece of white paper. Since this is a really light cardstock, I'm probably just going to leave it pink, but if you do want to put a piece of white paper on the inside, it's going to measure 4 inches by 5¼ inches. I do have some extra hearts punched out from making the banner, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and pick one, maybe two. Let's see, I think I have a little gray one in here. I think I'm going to attach those two right there, so I'm just going to put the rest back. Just to give the inside a little bit of interest. Just like that. So that finishes off our card. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial today, and we'll stay tuned for more. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching.